Hi everybody, and welcome back to another video with me. So it's been a little while since I recorded a video, but the last blog that I posted on the Our Work blog page was about internships, and I kind of just want to jump straight to the point. So today's video is going to be basically the result of my internship applications, because my last blog post was about applying, finding them, etc. And this video is going to be all about rejections, because I have faced quite a number of internship rejections, and I think it's just something that if you've never faced a rejection before, or if it's your first time applying for something, or if you've just always applied and been accepted, rejection can be something that hits a little bit weird at first, but it does happen. Anyways, we're just gonna, skip to the intro now, and I'll dive right in afterwards. Okay, so first things first, just a little recap. When I was applying to internships, because I'm a second year life sciences student who's going on an integrated master's, which means I'm doing a 4-year course rather than a 3-year course, I don't need to apply for placements this year, which means I was trying to apply for internships, and internships ideally for me would look like working in a lab or doing something life science related. But when I started my search back in October, there weren't a lot of life sciences internships. Pharmaceuticals, beauty companies, labs, most of them either don't have the internships or aren't taking second years. And I mean, it kind of makes sense, but still, I managed to find a couple of things, whether it was opportunities in completely different fields that were accepting biomed students, or a couple of life science related opportunities as well. I did find them, and I started applying, and skip fast forward to post applications for some of them. I was waiting for replies. So when I got my first rejection email, which was the first email response I had gotten from any of the companies that I had applied to for an internship, it was disappointing. I can't lie. Even though I was applying to an internship that had nothing to do with life sciences at all. It was a technological, network design internship that I applied to. So yes, I know that I didn't really have the qualifications for it just because it has nothing to do with what I do in my degree. But at the same time, I had kind of hoped that I would be able to have an opportunity to do something over the summer, because that's the main motivation for me applying to all these internships, was that I really didn't want to spend my summer just sitting around or just hanging out and not really doing anything productive, because that's how most of my summers have been previously. So I really, really wanted to take a next step into my independent work life and have an internship where I know at least 10 weeks of my summer are going to be busy. I'm going to be working, I'm going to be doing something. So getting that first rejection kind of stung a little bit. And I won't lie, it put me off of internships. So then I was waiting a little bit more, and I got the second rejection from an internship. And at this point, I had only applied to 3 internships so far, because there were so limited options, and having 2 out of 3 rejections hit hard. So then I went and I thought, you know what, well, at least I'll apply for a temp job, and I'll get work in a cafe, because those are open right now, and if I can get at least that kind of a job, maybe I'll have something. And so I applied for a cafe job here in my local town at uni, and then I got rejected from that as well. And so all of these rejections kind of hit me in the same week, and it was a little bit overwhelming in a negative sense. So I was just quite disappointed really with the way that everything was going, because I had been rejected from 2 out of 3 internships. I'd even been rejected from a temp job that I actually had qualifications for, and all of it together just put me in a really awkward place of what do I do now? So to date, I'm still waiting on the response of one of those internships that I applied, which I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's a rejection, if they're considering, if it's who knows. But I decided that I wasn't going to stop there. And I think this is the key thing that kept me moving, was talking to my mom, and she said, you can't just let this stop you. So I went and I found more internships, and I managed to find life science based internships, and when I found those, I got really excited all over again. I kind of got that new wave of maybe I'll actually do something related to my degree over the summer, which will credit me and give me a really good experience to put on my CV for when I apply for my placement year. And I got really, really excited about all of this. So now, today, having already received 3 different job rejections, I'm currently applying for 2 new ones where I've decided I'm going to take my rejections and modify them. So rather than being super disappointed in myself for an extended period of time, I took it and I said, okay, you got rejected clearly for some specific reasons. Either your CV was really bad, your experience isn't good enough, your cover letter wasn't good enough, all of it. So don't wallow, improve. And that's what I did. So I took a major change in my CV. I took a different approach to my cover letters. I decided that I was going to send off things to at least 7 different people before even considering sending it off to the company itself. I completely reformatted my CV. I completely changed the wording of it. I even went online and found like online CV write helpers. Didn't pay for anything because I'm a student and I can't afford that. And the uni offers free help. But I did it. I made drastic changes. So now my new applications are completely different, reformatted. And here are my recommendations. If you've been rejected from a job that you thought you had written, like you were qualified for, especially, my key recommendation is A, reconsider the format of your CV, because most employers today use automated software to scan your CV before it even reaches a person. And if your CV doesn't pass the software scan, it'll never reach a person. Oftentimes, even if you're super qualified, the software has difficulties reading certain formats of CVs, which is something I discovered. And so that's, for example, if you have a double column CV, or if you have bad wording, or if you have a certain font type, the software scans it and says no. So first thing is format and way that you've contented your CV. Then, of course, it's keywords. Making sure you highlight those keywords. If the job is looking for lab skills and they want you to be an excellent student, make sure you highlight that you have really great grades and that you have experience in the lab and you have the basic skills. Not only in your experiences, but also add a little skills section at the bottom. And all of these little improvements genuinely make such a huge difference. I've now taken my CV and sent it to a company that does a free ATS software scan, and the first time I sent my CV in, I got a horrible, horrible result. And the second time I sent it in, the revamped kind of CV, I actually got a result that would have passed me on to an employer, so I was very happy with that. The next approach is, of course, CVs. The next approach is cover letters / motivational letters, depending on which is asked for. Some companies don't ask for one, but it's always good to give one, because the cover letter really lets you expand on yourself, and it just lets you tell the company why you want to be there. So my key mistake was basically just rewriting my qualifications in more detail in a cover letter. And after speaking to some people, I kind of learned that it should be more tying into why I'm motivated to even do the job. What about the job and the company and the internship and the opportunity make me want to do it so badly? Because, of course, everyone who's applying ideally has some level of qualification. So you have to really stand out as an applicant and say, you know what? I'm not just qualified. I'm overly qualified. And I'm super excited. I really, really, really want to do this. But saying that in a very professional way. So, tied together, I think those are the key things. Ultimately, main thing to take away is rejection is a thing that happens in life, in all aspects of life, but especially professional life. Because not everyone can hire everyone, otherwise, well, that just doesn't even make sense. So take a rejection as, rather than a moment to be disappointed in yourself, as a moment to self-improve. Take it as a reflection, as okay, if I was rejected, what could I do better to not be rejected next time? So ultimately, I just want to round things off here with, don't let rejection get the best of you. take it in stride, and improve upon yourself from it. And as long as you do that, every rejection that you will receive will just help you build as a person and ultimately lead you to a place where when you do get accepted to a place, because you will get accepted to a place, it'll mean so much more because you've gone through so much to get there, and that's happy. But also, on the other hand, if you're accepted on the very first try and you don't even have to face a rejection, huge congratulations, like, you are fantastic already. I'm really proud of you. But if you do get rejected in the future, don't let that dampen you. That's another thing. So rejection is a thing. It happens. It's fine. Just take it in stride and learn from it. Okay. On that note, I hope this video was helpful. If you guys want to talk about rejections, if like you've been rejected and you just want to talk to someone about it, or you have questions about internships or applying or uni or life or anything that I've ever talked about ever or that I haven't, feel free to pop me a comment, a message, anything. My contact's all down below in the Our Work blogs as well. You can private message me as a student or comment on the blog post. And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and if you found it useful, subscribe to my channel for more, and I will see you all in the next video that I film.